Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for July 17th to the 23rd. This is for Aquarius, Sun, and Rising, and if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional cult across spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Aquarius. I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here, one-on-one, rather than a general spread. I do not know why I'm talking like a newscaster right now. Secondly, the reason why I use astrology is because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So, Aquarius, this is a big week. This is the week we've arrived to the most life-changing week of the month, even perhaps the year. This is when you are going to, and I'm not gonna lie, you're probably feeling it. A lot of y'all are probably feeling this big shift just coming, okay? This is the collective, right? You're feeling this big shift that's about to happen, and it's happening, all right? This is the week. All right, so let's get started. The new moon on Monday. This is huge. We're already kicking off this week with a new moon. All right, this new moon's going to be in Cancer. That's a surge of energy in your sixth house. All right, so sixth house is everyday activities, your habits, routines, but it does also rule work, labor, that is everyday activities. So there could be something new in this area. There's also health is a big thing in this sixth house. So when I say health, there could be something new in terms of, hey, you may decide to do something new you may decide to, I don't know, if you're a yoga person, do Pilates instead. You may decide to start actually going to the gym. You may decide to put something up in your diet or your, meal plan, your blue apron, whatever it is, whatever you do. But it's also, it rules pets too. Some of y'all may be getting pets, but that's the thing about the sixth house. So just, expect some change in that area of your life. Now, the other thing that's happening, the big thing that's happening, the major thing that's happening, this is absolutely big, all right? The changing of the guards. The nodes, the lunar nodes are changing. Now, if you don't know what the nodes are, we're talking about the north node and the south node. So they really are just like points of where you're coming, where you're going, your destiny. This is where it's all about your destiny, your life purpose, your calling, your life calling, okay? And so the north node is moving into Aries. South node is moving into Libra. Now, this is a long transit. This is a long aspect that's happening until January 2025. So you're going to feel this in your life. A lot of y'all are already feeling it. Now let me tell you where this is happening. The north node moving into Aries is, by the way, the north node in Aries is a cardinal sign, right? Libra is a cardinal sign. That's why this is a cardinal grand cross. Even with a new moon in Cancer, cardinal sign. So this is really big. So the north node moving into Aries, and let me just pause real quick and say this is going to be a long intro because there's a lot happening this week, major week. And I always, if you've already read your sun or your rising or your Venus, I always leave the timestamp of where the tarot reading starts, so you're always welcome to go straight to the tarot reading, but this is really important, okay? And I really want you to hear what's happening for you. The north node is moving into your third house, okay? So this is your destiny. This is, again, your purpose, life calling. This is third house is communication. So think about anything that has to do with communication, the way that you speak, the way that you communicate with others, even having a bigger platform in terms of if you're like a public figure, or even the way that you communicate with your family, with your friends, or even expanding areas in that life, okay? There are things that you need to say, and it's like time to be heard, all right? The third house also rules siblings, aunts, cousins. Hey, there could be a lot of activity happening there, as well as short distance travel. Now, the reason why this is going to be a big thing is because, remember, Jupiter moved into your fourth house, your home, your domestic sector. This is until May 2024, okay? And so a lot of Aquarians, you're moving, or you have moved. or you're getting a roommate, or you are moving in with a partner, or you are buying a vacation home, or you're selling your property, or there's something that's going on with home. All right, you're spending more time with your family, you are having a family, you're having kids. The fourth house does rule family and children, but just think about your domestic sector. Okay, so you may even be doing like major renovations to where you live, but there's going to be the fact that this is happening with Jupiter and Taurus, and now the North Node moving into Aries in your third house, which does rule like siblings, aunts, cousins, and neighbors, right? So they merge here. All right, they merge here. So you truly, in fact, could be having new neighbors. You could have new neighbors moving in. There's you honestly could be moving to like different cities too as well. And again, activity with new neighbors. But with the North Node moving there, it's almost like these new neighbors could be really important now. They could be a really big part of your life. All right, or even if you're not moving, you're just doing renovations, it could be new neighbors moving in. But anyway, every Aquarius is different. And it all comes down to your birth chart. It all comes down, to your rising. Everything. Every Aquarius is going to feel it in a different way. All right. Remember, the North Node, your destiny, all right? Your third house is in Aries. So Aries kicks off the zodiac wheel, right? But like, boom. It's like with, Aries, huge leadership energy. And ruled by, the symbol is the ram, all right? So really taking charge of your destiny now. Your life calling. This is absolutely amazing. You starting this new hero's journey. Remember, this is a cycle. This is the nodes. This is a big shift, all right? The biggest, amongst the biggest shifts of the year, if not the biggest shift of the year, there has been some major aspects, okay? You are going through one of your biggest life changes this year, all right? The fact that Jupiter moved into your fourth house, the fact that Pluto moved into your first house, that's going to be for 20 years, all right? Pluto retrograded until, the end of the year, but you've, from January 2024 for 20 years, okay? And you got a sneak peek because Pluto did go into Aquarius from March until June of this year. So y'all are going through some big shifts. Saturn moving into Pisces in your second house, self-worth, self-value, but also like money, like you're taking money more seriously, even like confidence, all of that. But now, remember what I said about the hero's journey. You're starting this new cycle, okay? And so that's great. This is amazing. Now, I always say life is not a Disney movie. We have challenges every day. Any journey, there's going to be some challenges, okay? Think of any movie. Like, there's never not any challenges in a movie. And so it really can be, it depends on how you approach it, and it depends on like what's happening in your life. And these challenges can be like easy peasy, like an 80s Nintendo game, all right? Like, we're talking Legend of Zelda here, Mario Kart, Super Mario Brothers, whatever. Or it can be a little bit like more challenging, like Walking Dead, like, hey, like, choose your weapon, right? Like, where are you gonna camp now? So it really is, again, you are on this new path of destiny. This is your life calling. This is you taking charge, okay? You taking charge at this point. Now, the South Node moving into Libra. This is very interesting for you, okay? The South Node really represents your external relationships, your interpersonal relationships, how you fit into society, building like a system that works for you in your life. Remember, Libra is all about balance and peace and harmony as well. But the South Node is really like letting go of things. So it's really like where all the karmic activity that all the karma you've accumulated at this point, but making room for all this like new type of karma to come through. And so this is really again, it's the South Node is like kind of like the North Node is moving forward toward your destiny. South Node is releasing things you no longer need. Remember, this is a cycle. There's always something we let go during cycles, right? We start something new, okay? And it's not a bad thing. It's just, think about just someone who had the same job for a year and now they're being promoted, okay, to a different job. That's a new cycle, right? So this is in your ninth house, the spirituality. And so your belief system, your philosophies, the way that you see things. There are certain things that you're going to be releasing now, certain thought patterns, certain ways that you've seen things. It's changing, okay? It's going to be changing. Remember, it's also spirituality, so there are going to be parts of you where you are possibly just going to see things differently spiritually as well, or even like enhance your spirituality in some way, right? Like an upgrade. So here's what's really interesting is that the ninth house also rules publishing. So there are going to be some matters of publishing where, again, it's like it could be like if you're working on a book, like a connect. Remember, it's how you fit in society. It's the collective. It's your external relationships that's moving in the south node. So there could be some activity around publishing if you are a writer, okay? But then lastly, it's long distance travel. So if you think about what's happening here, the north node in Aries, short distance travel, south node in Libra, long distance travel. You have the two houses of travel that's in your destiny for the next year and a half. And so it looks like there may be a lot more focus on doing short distance travel than long distance travel. But again, it's going to be a little different for all Aquarians. But it really is more about just having this new perspective on things, okay? Even, think a higher education that's also in the ninth house as well. So a lot of y'all could have mastered something educationally, or something that you even learned on your own, and now you're graduating and now you're moving on to the next level. All right, so this is absolutely a huge thing, okay? This letting go of something, and it's all about empowerment, okay? Remember, I said it's a radical month if you saw your July forecast. Now, with that said, you know that Venus is moving into Venus is a ruler of Libra, okay? And we know Venus is going retrograde during this week. This is big because Venus retrograde, we're letting things go. And we're reassessing things in our life, matters of the heart, right? Matters of the heart. Reassessing, reevaluating things. So it's almost like doubling down on that release energy, which is really interesting that's happening, all right? Remember, the changing of the nodes. This is a year and a half process, okay? And then Venus is going retrograde this weekend. Venus is already in Libra, though. Leo. But not only that, Mercury is in Leo. And so we're moving into Leo season on the 22nd. So that is Sun in Leo. And so that's a lot of activity in Leo in your seventh house of partnerships. Aquarius, a lot of activity in partnerships, whether love, whether career, okay? And partnerships in all forms of partnerships, okay? Remember, with all this activity with home, it could be like working with like a real estate agent, right? Finding a new home, that's a partnership. All right, so you ask yourself what resonates with you when it comes to partnerships and relationships, and how this falls in your life, because this is going to be huge. It's going to be really, really big. A lot of people from your past may come up as well during this Venus retrograde, like old lovers, old flames. They may not, but for some of y'all, they may. All right. So keep that in mind. That's something for you to consider. The fact that this is all happening in your seventh house of partnerships in Leo. Now, here's the other thing. On the 20th, well, before I even get to the 20th, one other thing that I have to mention is that Pluto is being really naughty this week. Pluto's Dennis a menace right now. And so Pluto's going to be opposing the sun on Monday, on the day of the new moon. All right, in Cancer. So Pluto's making things a little bit more challenging. Pluto is that planet, like I always say, he's asking, are you going to fear me, or are you going to impress me? Are you going to, own me, right? So consider this week like you're on a roller coaster, all right? Are you going to have your hands on the bar? Are they going to be in the air, enjoying the ride, having a blast? Or are you going to pass out from fear? right? That's what Pluto wants you to do. Pluto wants you to like, but no, you are not going to let fear control your destiny. You're not going to let fear control your life. And so this is a week where you're going to be confronting, a lot of y'all may be confronting some of your fears. All right. That's just how it is. And the fact that Pluto is in your 12th house, subconscious. Do you remember your last week's reading? Do you see how everything that happened last week it was building up? It was amping up to what's happening this week. Letting go of things, release, like not letting fear control, like surrendering, right? You had the Hangman in your future, didn't you? Surrendering things, sacrificing things, having that new perspective. That is literally what's happening with these north nodes, okay? And your 9th house of spirituality, your belief system, your philosophies, the way that you see things. So if you think about the continuation of last week's reading to where we are now, this is the week, Aquarius. This is the week. So Pluto opposing the sun, also squaring the nodes. So it could be a bumpy ride, but you're going to have your hands in the air. All right? Like you just don't care. Put on sunglasses too. Like really cool ones. I want to see like really fun sunglasses. Now, here's the other thing that's happening. On the 20th, all right? The sun is trining Neptune. Beautiful aspect, all right? This is when your imagination is going to go wild. It's going to be soaring. It's going to be great. Really, really helping you, Neptune is in Pisces. Again, that is your 2nd house. So it's all about like, what it really is doing is like really, because Neptune is retrograde, it's really like allowing you to really tap into your spirituality right now. And it really build that confidence and self-value and self-worth. Now, here's the thing. This is all about your imagination running wild, okay? That's Neptune, right? Trining the sun. So just letting your imagination soar, all right? Now, the reason I'm saying this, Aquarius, and I'm going to talk about this for a little bit, because when you see or even hear the word imagination, like even in a horoscope, you're like, okay, yeah, wild imagination, whatever. I want you to really think about this right now. I really want you to think about this, because it is imagination that created fire. It's imagination that built this world. It's imagination that wrote the, best books in history, that produced the best movies in history. All right. So really use this right now. Use it to your imagination. Use your imagination. All right. Really let it run wild, because it is your imagination that is going to have this vision for your future, for your destiny, your life calling. All right. It is going to be, it's like, speaking of like Super Mario Brothers, it's those little mushrooms that give you little powers here and there as you keep going, right? So really, really like tap into the right side of your brain this week. Now, one of the reasons I'm saying that is because now we're coming to one of the most challenging aspects of the year. 1000% of the month. It is the most challenging aspect of the month, but of the year. Okay, it's not easy. Okay, and this is Mars opposing Saturn. All right, so Mars, these are 2 malefics, by the way. Okay, and Saturn's one of your co-rulers. So Mars opposing Saturn. It's been happening for a while. I'm not gonna lie. It is. Here's the thing. They're peaking on the 20th, 21st, all right? I'm saying 20th, 21st because it depends on what time zone you're in. But even still, they're peaking. Just think those 2 days, all right? And so I've been comparing this to like one of those old Western films when, the 2 cowboys have that face-off, right? The gunslinging draw, right? When Mars in opposing Saturn is peaking on the 20th and 21st, they both have their hands on the guns now, all right? They're ready to shoot. And so, this is a day where, or even just, the time period where things may be a little challenging. You may have some, like, WTF moments, like, why is this happening, right? What's going on here? It could be like you're hitting this brick wall. You can't get past this wall. Think of just being in an escape room. You can't figure out how to get to the next level, and it's frustrating. All right. It really could be also just, just think about like, having a conversation with someone, and it's just like frustrating because like they just don't get what you're saying. You're like, how can you not get what I'm saying? And then it's like built up. But this is why I was harping on that imagination part of this week. All right. Sun trining Neptune is a beautiful aspect, okay? It's all about your imagination. It is your imagination that's going to help you break through that wall. It's your imagination that's going to get you to the next round in the escape room, all right? So be awake this week. Be very awake this week. Be very aware this week. I do not want you on autopilot, all right? I do not want you on autopilot this week. I want you to be aware of everything that's happening around you, because then you can pivot when you need to. You can maneuver around these like challenging aspects. You keep your gratitude high, your energy level high, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine, all right? And Aquarius, y'all are already so imaginative. It's just really like turbocharging it now, okay? So keep that in mind. I do not want you being that person on that street. You know those people that's always, they're texting on their phone while they walk? Don't be that person this week. I want you to, like, when you're that person, you have no idea what's happening around you, okay? I want you to look up. I want you to see, you know, the leaves on the tree. I want you to see the little slug that's, you know, hanging out. I want you to see the squirrel up there, like, humping the other one. You know, like, even if there's just, you know, some crazy thing happening, like, you know, a real life dinosaur. Hey, you wouldn't see that if you were on your phone. Do you know what I mean? Like, but just speaking of imagination, right? So really pay attention this week, okay? Really be awake this week, all right? Really be awake. This is the time. Your destiny is changing this week. You, out of all the signs, the fact that Pluto went into your sign, come on, that's huge. And then just a lot of these aspects are really, really big. Now, I'm not going to lie. With Mars being in Virgo and Saturn being in Pisces, your 8th house and your 2nd house, Mars opposing Saturn, these are the two money houses, okay? So there could be something around money and finances, all right, that come up around this time, all right? That could be where that opposition is. It could be really hard to, you know, get around. But again, it's something that, again, you find ways to maneuver around this, all right? And it's not gonna, you know, every Aquarius is gonna feel it differently. And, you know, Mars in your 8th house, that is also death and rebirth. So the changing of the nodes is true. This is a true, like, life cycle. This is a true death and rebirth moment. And so this is already happening for you with Mars in Virgo in your 8th house. I mean, this is really big. It's also joint resources, like other people's income, or not income, other people's resources, assets or whatnot. So inheritance, investments, other bonuses, commissions, paying off debts, all of that, right? So the 2nd house is your finances. So there really could be something like coming to like a gunslinging moment at this point, but if if you can maneuver around it, you can maneuver around it, all right? You will be fine. Again, the other thing that's happening is like Leo moving into the Sun moving into Leo on the 22nd, as I said. The same day Venus is going retrograde. We've talked about this. And I'm actually, it's happening over the weekend. I'm going to talk about it more next week. There's already way too much happening this week. And so just remember, Venus is going retrograde over the weekend until September 3rd. So the more the emphasis will be next week anyway. But we're going to say that for next week. There's all, you know, there's still a lot of other aspects happening, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I do leave all the key astrological dates in the description box if you do want to follow along. But let's get started, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you for July 17th to the 23rd. Aquarius, Sun and rising. All right, a lot of people think I'm saying sun and rising. It's and, okay? If you know your birth chart, if you know that, you're also welcome to read for your Venus, your moon, all those other placements if you know your birth chart. If you want more clarity on what's going to happen this week, also, if you really want to know, listen, if you really want to know what's going to happen from now until January 2025, Aquarius, I want you to think back to December 2004 to June 2006, okay? That was the last time that the North Node was in Aries and the South Node was in Libra. If you're Gen Z, you do not count. You would not, like, yeah, that's not
But yeah, that's or maybe you hey, maybe I don't know how far your memory goes, but you're yeah, you will see similar patterns surface around that time. Okay, and all the aspects that I just said. All right, it really is going to affect Aquarius rising a lot more than Aquarius, but all Aquarians are going to feel it. All right, definitely going to feel it. So with that said, Aquarius, let's go ahead and get started. See what's going on for you for July 17th to the 23rd. Wow, that was the longest intro ever. Actually, what? Okay, so as I said earlier, Aquarius, I do a traditional culture cross spread. It really does give the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Aquarius, you know I love you. Thanks so much for being here. You are amazing, and I hope you are having a great month. It is a big month, a life-changing month, and you're good. You're fine. You're good. Okay? You're great. You are great. I need you to know what you want. All right? I need you to know. Take your time. Okay? Go at your comfort level. Some things are just going to happen organically, like cosmically for you. But where to direct that energy? Like some of y'all may not know what do I want to do. But before we even get there, the moon, all right, in your past, hey, this came up in your past, so you've definitely been going through some moments of like stress and fear and doubt. That's what happened when the moon comes up. The moon card comes up. Very interesting too. It could have to do about like your money and job as well, and even situations that really tested your self-worth, like your self-esteem and your confidence, especially because the moon is, first of all, ruled by Pisces in tarot, and it's remember, Saturn is in Pisces in your second house. Okay, and so but the biggest message of all is like facing those fears. It's really overcoming them. All right, really overcoming them. Remember, Pluto, who's asking you, are you going to fear me, is in your 12th house, your subconscious. Boom. All right. This is like very like trust your intuition is what it's saying. Okay, trust your intuition now. It came up in your past, so a lot of y'all have overcome like big hurdles. So pat yourselves on the back, right? Let's give yourselves a fist bump. This is a good because it's in your past. And so looking at the rest of your spread, I'm like, oh wow, that's great. That's really good. All right. So know that any things that were really challenging, really hard, be very proud of yourself, okay, of overcoming them and getting to the point where you are now. Again, think about your life, a year ago, 2 years ago. Saturn was in your sign for 3 years. Come on, that was not easy. So be very proud of yourself. Look at where we are at. 6 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. Sixes are great. I love the sixes. 6 is the heart of the tree of life, right? It came up in the heart of your spread. It's all about like beauty and harmony. And when I say beauty, like beauty of it in all things, right? Now, this is all about generosity and gratitude, and this is you can see the philanthropic man here, like dressed in red, like all that power and passion, but you also see the scale in his hand. So it really is like having that sense of like not only gratitude but understanding the balance in like giving and receiving too. Okay, so what I love about this is this could be a big theme for you this week. What is that balance, right? Especially with the fact that the South Node is moving into Libra, like leaving things behind, moving into this next cycle. That's going to bring that balance in your life. Okay, now a lot of this has to do with money and wealth. All right, it is the Pentacles. Okay, so it may be a big thing for you right now. If you need money, if you've been needing money, hey, it's coming. You're good. All right. Some of y'all may be feeling really great and wanting to be the one to support others. Hey, you're great. You're amazing. Okay. Just really understand that balance at this point. When I say understand that balance, ask yourself, am I giving, and not receiving anything at all? Or am I waiting to receive, but not giving anything, right? Understanding that balance, it's going to be really nice. I really love the fact that you got this card. I do. I'm very happy. I love this. It's again, it's such a great, like 6 is a great number. And then, you know, if you really want to go deep, there are 78 cards in tarot. 7, 8, 15, 1, 5 equals 6. If you're into numerology, and now you did get the Magician in your challenge area, the only major arcana that came out in your spread, in your challenge area. And this is why I said earlier, really know where you want to direct that energy. Really know where, you know, he has all tools of tarot at his disposal. He's got the pentacles, the wands, the swords, the cups, hand of the sky, hand of the ground, as above, so below, as within, so without. Really know where you want to direct that energy. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, some of y'all may not know what is next, like, and that's, you know, that would make sense with a week like this, right? Because there's so much, like, again, like a tug of war kind of energy, even like up here mentally, and even in your physical world, there's so much happening this week, right? So some of y'all may have be a little conflicted, and some of y'all just may not feel that you have the power, especially with the moon in your past, and now the 6 of Pentacles coming up in the heart of your spread. Know that you do have this power, okay? You have this power. And so if you have felt powerless, I want you to feel empowered. Remember, I said this is a week of feeling empowered, not letting Pluto control what's up here. Your fears, anxiety, stress, all of that. You know, I think I said in the last reading, it's when you think about it, it's where, you know, you have to think about the whole thing, right? The superconscious, the conscious, the subconscious. The subconscious is where we store everything, all our memories, and that's where all, like, fear lives. That's where stress lives. It's all based on all the things from the past that have happened. So it's stored in your subconscious. Remember, Pluto right now is in your 12th house of the subconscious. So really having that time to facing your fears, to really overcoming fears, that if you have any. All right. Really, when you do that, that's going to help you see a lot more clearly. It's going to help you direct that energy where you want to direct that energy. All right. Now, you did get the 3 of Pentacles in your crown. Love this. This is great. It looks like a lot of y'all want this new to, like, collaborate with others, maybe even start a new project or a new passion project, or pursue something differently, but bring other people in some capacity. This card is all about teamwork, making the dream work. This is 3 is a birth of new things too. So it could be, like, again, like a new project that you're thinking about starting, something that you want to pursue, but with other people involved. Okay. That bonding experience is going to be really big for you. I talk about bonding all the time. It raises our oxytocin levels. It is a human condition. Aquarians, we are the the lone wolves, the independent, like, we're, you know what I mean? Like, this is, but it's like now we're moving into a place where I do want to work with this person. I do want to bring people into, and I like that. I really love that for you. And yeah, I did say, wait, didn't I? I always mean to say it in the beginning, like, I am an Aquarius. I'm a proud Aquarius. All right. So, this readings for me as much as for you. You did get the 7 of Wands, okay? Very interesting, the root of your spread. So there's a sense of you this week really fighting for the things that you've really worked hard for, okay? A lot of it is going to be your passions. A lot of it's going to be even ideas that you have. Wands really are, they are so invigorating. They're so lively, right? You can see him standing there, batting away all these wands, all these people coming after him. Now, you have to remember, the 7 of Wands comes after the 6 of Wands, which is victory, success. So there's an element of success here, okay? Especially with the moon in your past and the 6 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. Element of success. And when you have success, sometimes people can come after you because they're jealous or out of envy, or, some people just don't want you to have certain things, but this is you standing your ground. This is all about valor. All right. I mean, if you think about valor, trace the root, the word back to its etymological root. It was self-worth. It was value. Okay. Remember, Saturn and Pisces in your second house is a big thing right now. Really, really standing up for yourself, drawing a line in the sand. So I am getting a little bit of, for some of y'all, it may be really exhausting. It could be something that you've been doing already, but you are going to be fine. You got Six of Swords in your future. And this is, you see my finger? It's kind of like right there on the water. Look how turbulent it is, okay? Now, look at the direction they're going. They're moving past it. They're moving past all that turbulence, any challenges, any obstacles, anything that was like holding you back. Moving forward now. Look at the water. It's like glass. It's crystal clear, smooth sailing, moving into the promised land, okay? This card is actually Mercury in Aquarius, which is, swords are the mental suit, right? So it really is, if you had any fears, if you had any doubts, if you had any self-doubts, if you had any anxieties, look at what's happening. You're the moon in your past, and then moving forward from it, you're absolutely good, and that's your second six, okay? So I want you to know you have a lot of comfort with you moving forward too, all right? That's what I really love about this, is that you did get, you got two sixes. So the sixes are cards where there's multiple people, all right? So there's a lot of comfort with the sixes, okay? A lot of protection energy with the sixes. So I absolutely love that. You have the heart of your spread, and you got it in your future. So you're good, Aquarius. You're good. And you even got it here too in the Three of Pentacles in your crown, all right? So it's almost like you're looking for it too, all right? So that's really great. I love this for you. So Aquarius, let's get to your staff. If you like this reading, it would be great if you subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from y'all. Tell me what's going on. If you are a subscriber, it would be so great if you what was I going to say? If you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. You are amazing. My leg's falling asleep. These are long. I'm doing these long readings again. Thank you so much for being here. I wouldn't be here without you. I truly do appreciate it. I am very grateful. So Aquarius, I know you want to you're good. You're, wow. Whew, whew, whew. Oh my goodness. You're really good. Okay, Aquarius, are you ready for this? Are you ready? You got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Hello. Hi. Amazing. This is absolutely amazing. You're having major changes in your life. I hope you know that. Big changes. It's almost like very ambitious toward moving toward these new things, shiny new toys, and even I wanted to show you something. Knight of Pentacles, this is the only knight whose horse is going nowhere, and there's a reason for that. It's because this knight likes to sow his seeds and reap his rewards no matter how long it takes. This is all about money and wealth, okay? It's like you really planting seeds, okay? And you're in it for the long haul. This is like longevity energy, like long-term commitment energy. Really, again, with Saturn, one of your rulers, in Pisces, that stability, that's coming with finances, okay? Resources as well. You got it here with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the crazy thing is the Knight of Pentacles is Virgo, okay? And we know Mars is in Virgo right now in your 8th house of not only other people's resources, so it could be even your partner getting a big raise, or you getting a bonus, or you getting an inheritance, or whatnot, and really putting a strategy in terms of your finances in that way. But it's also death and rebirth and transformation, so really transformative energy happening in that area of your life. Remember, you do have the Six of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. Now, you got the Five of Wands in your challenge area. I'm not surprised. Again, this is the week where Pluto is being really active, and it's also with Mars opposing Saturn. That could be like a thing as well. This, in the Tree of Life, 5 is like severity, right? But this is the least severe. This is kids playing. This is egos at play, is what it really is. This is child's play. You see, they're not even fighting. They're just they're like hitting their sticks in the air, right? So it's just saying that there is possibly something that's happening behind the background. It's just like noise, all right? And you gotta, it's like you're sleeping in bed and there's that like clicking sound from like your refrigerator, and you're just like, that's annoying. And so you gotta get out of bed and then just like bump your refrigerator and then it stops and you go back to bed. That's what it is. This is, in this battle of egos, right? This competition, someone's really got to stand up and say, hey, y'all, chill. All right. And if it is something that's happening, like, kind of like behind the scenes, maybe at work or at family, like there really is, just take charge. Okay. Be the one to take charge right now. Okay. It's, if you think about the word competition too, that the etymological root of competition, if we're going way back to Latin, it meant to come together. It's competere. So bring people together, but you're going to be fine. It's, again, this is like just it's something annoying happening, then it's just like you're just taking charge of it at this point. All right. Don't let egos like be a thing around you. Okay. And if it's something that's happening and you're like, again, it's just bang that refrigerator. But I mean, have a nice polite conversation with someone if there is someone that's being a little too like la. Now, you did get strength. I love it. Hey, you do want to work with others, okay? Big time. You do want relationships too. You want partnerships. You're moving into new partnerships. All right, this is strength. This is courage, okay? Inner courage. This is very interesting too. The fact that strength did come up, the reason why is two things. One, this card is ruled by Leo. Now, the sun, again, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Leo in your 7th house of partnerships. Relationships, right? It's saying that's you want that now. You want to have that courage moving toward that whatever's happening in your life, moving in that direction. Okay. The other interesting thing is you have the only 2 cards in tarot where they have the sign of infinity over their heads. All right. So it's really very, very interesting here because the Magician did come up in your challenger. The Magician is all about action. All right. And so with Strength card, but that's more just like taming that like inner wild side of you or whatnot. But it really is like at this point, really, really, again, owning your destiny. That's what this is. Okay. Having the courage to do that, not letting Pluto control any of your fears. And then lastly, when I say you're good, you're good. You're absolutely good. There you go. You got the 10 of Pentacles in your final outcome. This is the card of, I mean, come on. It's raining pentacles in the form of the Tree of Life. This is money and wealth. I mean, you got to remember, you got the 6 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. And now in your final outcome, like, it's raining money and wealth. You heard me, right? It's raining money. And so this card is it's the you made it card. This is in your final outcome. All right. You see how happy that family is. Look how comfortable they are. Now, speaking of family, this card has a huge connotation of family. You see 3 generations of family here. So when I say family is going to be a big thing for you, a huge thing for you, where their North Node moving into your 3rd house, with Jupiter moving into your 4th house, it's also money's like a big thing for y'all. With it's gonna be a big thing for y'all. It's gonna be a big thing. And if money's not even a matter, if it's not even a concern for you, just remember, Pentacles are earthbound. So your physical world, it's like having prosperity and success in your physical world. Okay, things that you've worked hard for, things that you've achieved. Look at all that comfort. Look how big that castle is. You're good. You're good. You're moving into this. You're good. You're good. Aquarius, if I could drop my mic, I would do it. But I'm going to do a card drop. Aquarius, thanks so much for being here. You're amazing. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. And if you're a subscriber, again, I love you. You know I love you. Next week, y'all. That's when I'm talking about Venus in retrograde, and then Mercury's going into Virgo. This is so now at this point Mercury and Mars is in your 8th house of death and rebirth, other people's resources. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. Aquarius, you're amazing. I'll see you next week. Okay, bye bye.